Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. This is Siddharth and today I'll be explaining about command pattern and especially in Unity engine because I'm a Unity developer, so I'll try to explain this command pattern, and try to implement a small game into Unity engine. So first of all, what is command pattern? This is my GitHub, you can go and have a look over it. So what is command pattern? In simple words, command pattern is a design pattern that transform requests into objects. So why do we need to convert our commands or requests into objects? So you will understand slowly when I explain the use cases of this. So first of all, the advantage of uh, converting it into object is so that we can in so that we can do different requests, like we can queue our request. For example, take example of a chef in a hotel or restaurant. So he is preparing food and he keeps on getting orders, and he has to prepare all those dishes line by line. Like the dish that comes first, he has to prepare that first, and then second, and then third, and then fourth, like that. So this thi- this way we, so like this is how like queuing work. Like we can queue so many things and we can perform each action line by line. But what is the problem here? The problem is, normally when our code is executed, and especially in C sharp, wait mm, so whatever uh, like in normal coding, in compiler, first the first thing that is on the script will run first, the second line, then third line, then fourth line, then fifth line. But what if we want to make a cooking game like this, and we want to queue our orders that are coming in the game, and we are the chef, we are preparing the food? Don't you think, like, if we implement cooking dishes like normally, don't you think that uh, it will be like line by line, so all of the dishes will be like performed at once only? So what we can do with command pattern is we can queue all those dishes. So I'll show you one example. So this is what I have created a game. uh, wait this is mostly used in combo, like in games we have combo attacks and like that. We don't want to perform attacks, like if you're performing one attack and then you press the other combo, it will override. So we don't want that. We want to like wait for some time, when if the correct buttons are pressed, then perform the combo. So this is a simple example. I'm giving it the command one, first up, then again up, left, down, and then again left. These are the commands that I have given. But as of now, the character is not moving. So it has stored all these commands that I gave it into a object, and it has queued all those commands in line by line. So when we press go, see what happens. See, it goes up. First it was here, it goes up, left, down, and left. This is what. But if you perform the try to make this game like normally, all of the, like when you perform the action, all of those will be performed at once, and it will be like random, like player will move all at once, and sometimes it won't even move. So here is why we use command pattern. So like we can use this as jump command, attack command. Like in games we have different buttons assigned, like when we press W, A, and D, then a certain action will be performed, certain combo will be performed. So this is where command pattern comes in use, like where you can wait for all the commands to come, and if all the combos matches, then we perform that attack. Also we can use this in redo and undo function, since all the commands that I send into this game were stored in a queue. So in queue we have dequeue and enqueue method, so we can, using dequeue and enqueue, we can perform undo and redo function also. So I'll show example of that as well. For example, this will move left, up, down, left, down, down, right, and when we want to undo, we can just press this and it will be undo, and then we can do redo as well. So since all these commands are like queued, we can perform undo and redo also. There's a very famous game, I don't know if that implements a command pattern, but if I were to implement that system now, I'll probably use command pattern in some way. You remember Prince of Persia? There was a there's a mechanics that when player falls down or you jump into wrong place, you can just rewind time and go back to the place. So that is also kind of undo. So we can use a command pattern. If I had to make that game now, I might use command pattern. So this is what command pattern is, but how do we implement that? So I'll show you my code how I implemented that. So first of all, simple way is to create a I command interface, and I have two methods that needs to be implemented in whichever class that inherits I command. So we have execute and undo as of now, and there's a move class that will use I command. So since we are using I command, we have to add this execute and undo. So what we are doing is, whatever the object we have, object, and probably this object is it. So this is a constructor of move, and we have the three main variables: direction, distance, and object to move. And we have a constructor that we are creating for all these three, and we have execute, where we are adding direction and distance. We are multiplying direction and distance and then adding it to position. And similarly in undo, we are just reversing this. This is for like line render, that is not of our use or related to this pattern. So this is what move class has. And then I've created two different script. One is turn based and there is normal move. So in turn based, it is like difficult to showcase undo and redo, because we are adding all the objects and then we are performing the action. So undo and redo is not sensible to implement in that case. So I have implemented two different class. I'll show you uses of both. So first of all, we'll go with normal, where undo and redo function is there. So we have list of all the command list that we'll add, and we have index. This is mostly for what do you call path drawing, that line render, nothing else. So this is done for redo. I will explain that later, but what we are simply doing is we are adding command list. First there is a add command method, and we require a move, and we are calling that command. So whatever we get as a command will be added to the list that we have created here. And since it is not a turn based, so we'll instantly execute it as well. So this is what add command is doing. Undo and redo I'll explain later. and this is for line rendering, so that is not of our importance. Similarly, with for turn based, we are just adding the command that we are getting in the list, that's all. We have same command list, and this is for part drawing, it's not required, so we are simply adding it. But remember, in the normal we were executing it as at that time only, but here we are not executing it, we're just adding it. And then we have do moves thing, and what we are doing is we have a I enumerator of do moves over time. So whatever the list we have command list, we are just executing it one by one and in every 0.5 second. And after we perform that action, we are clearing the list so that the action will not be repeated again. So this is what these two classes are. So now to move the player, we have input manager. This is input manager is normal input manager without the turn base. So we have buttons for up, down, left, right, undo, redo, and this is and to turn. To turn means like from the action. We have a reference for character, move, and we have this is for UI mostly that comes, and it lists all the command that we sent. So what we are doing is when we are also we have send move command, and send move command takes objects to move direction and distance, similarly to how our move was, like in here move command constructor was there. So according to that we have, so we are creating a I command movement and new, and we are constructing the object from move class. So object to move direction and distance, and then we are adding all this command to, we are calling this add command here, and then we are sending our movement as a move, because since it is a I command we can't send it directly, but since it is implementing I command, our move script is implementing I command, we can call it as move, and this is for like showing all the list of the command. So this is what method we have as of now. So when you press up, it sends, it calls this, we have our listener attached to it, and it will send our move command, and character the transform, that is our player. And since we are pressing up, it will send forward, and distance will be 1f. We have calculated this distance based on our tile that is there. And similarly for down we'll go back 1f, for left we'll go 1f, and left. Similarly on right we'll go right 1f, and then we are, and this is for UI based, this is not important. So also we have undo and redo command, so we are calling that undo and redo from our character. This is input manager for normal like movement, and for turn based also we have almost same thing. Also we have same send move command, and we have similarly added add command and movement like same as before. First I'll show the character on turn based. Turn based we have, I think I explained this one. So here we are just requiring, for to add command we are just requiring command to, so that's why we are not giving it as move, because it requires command only. So this is what is happening here. And when you press do move button, that is this button, arrow button, it will start, it will call do moves, that is this one, start coroutine and move the player, and q. This is how we are implementing it. So as I showed you the game, I'll show you once again. So first we'll go with normal manager. So see, it is instantly moving as our command, and when we press undo it just goes back. It is performing instantly because here we are executing it instantly, but in turn based I'll show you it will not move instantly. So now let's go for turn based. So it will just add our commands and keep it in a list, and then when we press do move button it will move to that place. So this is what command pattern is and how we can implement a simple game. And now I'll show you how I implemented undo command. So for turn based, in the turn based example you will see it gets hidden undo and redo. So that is not required. It will only be redo and undo will only be good for the other example, that is when we're instantly moving it. So I'll show you how I have done undo. It is very simple. First we have a check, like the command list is empty, or that means 0, just return, do nothing. And if the index is greater than 0, you will just go into command list and then remove the index and we'll call undo. So since command list consists of move, so move we have undo, that is minus, it will do minus, subtract. So you can see just goes below one index and then performs that undo, and we reduce this index. That is all. Redo is quite messy right now. I'll update it later and then I'll show you, but this is how undo I have implemented. It is very simple and easy to implement.